Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Friends, let's talk about predestination. One of the common arguments of the atheists is that God predecided everything, then why am I to blame? So, why should I go to hell when God predecided that I'll go to hell, I will go to heaven? So, when God predecided everything for us, when God has predestined everything, then why are we to blame? Oh, it's just God knows everything. He knows the result. Then why are we to blame? But the fact is that this is not true. God did not predecide it. Then what did He do? God knew it before. He planned events according to it. God knew what you would do in your life. He had the knowledge of the future, the knowledge of the present, and the knowledge of the past. Unlike human beings who have only the knowledge of the past and the knowledge of the present. So God has the knowledge of the future. How He has, we don't know. So God knew it before He planned events according to it. For example, you were going to kill somebody on 24th of October 2010. God knew it before and He wrote it in the Destiny book. And then He planned events according to it. That is, when you are going to kill that man, you were driving in your car, and then when you were about to reach that person's home, you met with an accident. So this accident had to happen in your life, and God planned it that it will happen just before you want to kill anybody else. That will give you an impression that this accident was met due to the bad intention that you had to kill him. That's how God plans events according to the foreknowledge that He has in your life. So here you are to blame, and God is not to blame. This is how there are thousands of examples can be given. We will make a video in which we will give a few tens of examples in order to illustrate the concept better. Let's give one more example. For example, if you are going to take a path, if you are going to take a path of suicide. God knows it before you that you will do suicide on 12th of December 2012. So He plans events according to that. Suppose you are going to a beach, your mountain, at the foot of which is a lake. You are going to jump. You're going to jump from the mountain into the lake, so that you can drown. God knows this before you are doing it. So it is in the destiny of another person that he has to visit a lake, this lake. So he puts the two events together. That man will visit this lake on this particular event, on this particular date. Then when you jump from the mountain into the lake, that man will save you. So that's how God plans the things. But it's not always the case that God will plan the things according to what you wish. That sometimes God knows better that it is the time for you to leave this world or something else. The foreknowledge of the God can be likened to this example of the doctor and the patient having cancer. So the doctor knows, based on his knowledge, that this patient will not live more than 6 months. So he writes in his diary that this patient will die after 6 months. So after 6 months, this patient dies. Then if we blame the doctor that this doctor wrote the destiny of the patient, that he wrote in his diary that after 6 months this patient will die, that the doctor is to blame for the death of the patient. This will be a wrong interpretation. Actually, the patient had to die because he had cancer. That is why the doctor, having foreknowledge of the fact, wrote in his diary. That is how the world works. The one who does bad deeds has free will, and God knows he will do bad deeds. He writes it in advance. And ultimately goes to hell. So that is also known to Allah before He does the acts. Similarly, a person who does good deeds, his good deeds are also foreknown to God Almighty, and writes in his destiny that he will go to heaven. So this is according to knowledge that the person is going to do such and such things in his life. This is the concept of predestination.